Welcome back to our final episode of Chosen, discovering the lives of true parents and their impact on the world. Thank you so much for being with us. We're glad you made it. Remember, Japanese and Spanish available. Look in the chat for the numbers there. I should probably say that in Japanese and Spanish. Excuse me. I'll practice for the next series. During this 21 episode docuseries, we've been exploring the lives of our true parents, their lives, their actions, and the precious eyewitness accounts from our family members who were in the right place at the right time to tell a story that will change the world forever. Yesterday, we enjoyed an energetic episode called 4 Years of Hope, Realizing Miracles, starting with this unprecedented, unexpected, unfathomable proclamation of the only begotten daughter. Yes, it's true. Father had mentioned this many times, but maybe we hadn't ever heard it. It's quite incredible. And then all of the journey through the Peace Starts With Me rallies, raising up new generations and working with new partners. Incredible unity between our own family federation, American Clergy Leadership Conference, ministers, churches, friends, entertainers, musicians, great speakers. What an incredible, incredible journey that I'm sure 5 years ago, if somebody told you, guess what's going to happen in the next 5 years, nobody would have believed it. Also, the World Clergy Leadership Conference. We didn't even know that was coming like 2 weeks before it happened. An incredible episode. Thank you so much, Dr. Ki-Hoon Kim, Archbishop Lewis, Dr. Rouse, Minister Farrow, Archbishop Stallings. What a great show it was. Now, you can click the button below and you'll have access to anything that you may have missed. In the meantime, how about we get ready for our featured story? Every day for the past 20 episodes, we have seen and photographs that express the historical record of our true parents. There have been tearful moments, great moments of joy. One conclusion I have is, aside from the fact that 1 hour is never going to be enough to go into any one of these topics, is that heaven must be a place where heavenly tears and laughter will flow freely all the time. Together, we have done our best to dive into the most important history. We have examined the footprints of our true parents, along with some of our own footprints alongside them. But tonight, we're going to look at who and what and where we are now, where we have arrived under the guidance of our true Father, who's working hard in the spirit world, as well as our true Mother, the only begotten daughter of God, who is closely guiding us here in this world. So let us listen. There is a voice. Can you hear it? True Mother is calling us. She is welcoming us into the heavenly parent, Holy Community. That has such a nice feel to it, doesn't it? Holy Community conveys a feeling of a beautiful settlement. Imagine a small village that is also as large as every nation and race in this beautiful earth. I see a village square where old people gather along the sides in the shade, sipping on quality coffee as they reminisce on the past, proud of their children and their grandchildren. I see little kids running around with a ball. I see young people in awe with the beauty of nature, wondering, who will they marry? And I see families strolling along and playing with one another. At the end of the day, I see us all coming together to break bread with one another at a common table, to offer our prayers of gratitude to God, our ancestors, and one another. I see us laying down our grievances, and instead I see us embracing our heavenly differences in wonder of all that God has created. As we gaze into one another's eyes, we realize that we all come from the same place, from God, our heavenly parent. And for over 6,000 years, all that we have ever really wanted was true love. And all that we have really ever been looking for is home, our home. Today's final featured story is titled, Mother is Calling Us Home, Heavenly Parent, Holy Community. Please enjoy.
The UPF's inauguration happened in 2005, September 12th. We were at the Lincoln Center, but the emergence of UPF came on the foundation, of course, of many predecessor organizations within our movement that followed a kind of an evolution and development over time that culminated in UPF. The immediate predecessor was an organization called the Interreligious and International Federation for World Peace. Now, what the interreligious and international represent is arguably the two primary spheres and ways in which humanity organizes itself around nation states and around religion and culture. And true parents often saw these as the mind and body spheres and how to unify them. This gets into the whole issue of the United Nations. And I would say UPF, its name is Universal Peace Federation. I think you know very well, most of the organizations true parents established they're specified around a target audience, a sector of society, the Youth Federation, the Family Federation, the Women's Federation, the Professors World Peace, etc. This was given a name that had universality within it. And in that sense, and very directly, when true parents started UPF, did so on the foundation with a certain vision for something that we might call an able United Nations, or almost a new kind of global system, really.
To wipe out poverty.
Well, I think it's like all institutions that true parents come and they see the world, they love the world, but they want the world to be better. They want to move it, let's say, from a Cain-like world to an Abel-like world. So that applies to the religions, the educational institutions, the political institutions, and the institutions of global governance. So how to move it in that direction of an Abel-like world. A key point in the history of UPF was in the year 2000. This was the millennium year. And I think very much true parents are thinking about the millennium and kind of a new start or some bang to begin moving forward into a new century.
유엔에는 세계의 문제를 해결하고 평화 인류 번영을 촉진하기 위해 함께 일하는 모든 나라의 대표자들이 모여 있습니다. 그러나 유엔에서 국가 대표자들이 세계의 평화를 실현하고자 하는 노력에는 상당한 지장들이 있습니다. 유엔을 통해서 얻은 실적과 성과들은 부정해서도 안 되겠지만 유엔 자체가 개선해야 할 점도 많다고 봅니다. 세계 정치인들과 종교 지도자들이 유엔을 중심으로 서로 협력하고 존중하는 관계가 절실히 필요한 때가 되었습니다. 이제 종교가 세상에서 그 진정한 지도력을 발휘할 때가 되었습니다. 우리와 죄악에 조절하고 참 사랑을 베풀기를 소망하고 계십니다. 모든 종교들이 한 마음이 되어 하나님의 인류에 대한 열망을 대변하고 실행해야 합니다. 몸과 외적인 세계를 대표하는 정치인이나 외교가들은 초종교 지도자를 등 정신 세계의 지도자들로 종교의회 혹은 유엔의 상원 구성하는 것을 심각히 고려할 것을 당부합니다.
하나님은 존재하십니다. 그분은 세계를 창조하신 후 이를 저버리고 멀리 가 계신 분이 아닙니다. 모든 부모와 마찬가지로 하나님은 당신의 자녀들이 고통받을 때 탄식하시는 분입니다. 또한 이와 같은 섭리사적인 조직이 하나님으로부터 부여받은 책임을 다하고 평화시대를 이끄는 단체로 축복을 받을 수 있도록 기도합니다. 하나님의 축복이 여러분 모두와 이번 대회에 함께 하기를 기원합니다. 감사합니다.
He recommended an interreligious council so that this institution of global governance, the premier global institution, should not be exclusively for the governments of the world, the nation states of the world, but should also be inclusive of this other sphere of reality that in many ways provides the moral, the spiritual underpinning, the core values that even are needed for nation states to function effectively. So that integration has been very, very central to True Father's vision, and articulated that to create the existing UN would be ableized, become an able UN through the integration with spiritual values. Keep in mind that true parents also have this deep love and appreciation for the United Nations that's always reflecting back to 1950, to the intervention of the United Nations to rescue Korea, make it possible for Korea as we know it, for True Parents Ministry to continue. Even the great appreciation for General Alexander Haig from the United States. A few weeks later, there's a meeting with True Father, and he announces that there will be a 120-nation tour. And I was invited to join that tour along with True Parents. So Father at that time, Mother at that time had a private plane. It seated about a dozen people total. So we are launching off somewhere in early October. Every day, a different nation. Dr. Kim has spoken about 50 state tours. This is similar, except you're not flying from Ohio to Illinois. You're flying from Uzbekistan to Kyrgyzstan or Fiji and Ukraine every day. Father said, I'm going on this tour at the risk of my life. Yes, indeed. He's 85, and one feels a desperation there in his heart, and every night he gave everything, sweating profusely. On that tour, True Mother is continually looking after him. So many moments of intimacy and love between Father and Mother. After the 120-nation tour of 2005, the 2006 tour began with True Mother every day together with True Children. One country every day. There was then a third tour in 2006, and that was the tour of True Children with True Grandchildren. Again, went on another 120-day tour. And it culminated with a fourth tour that involved Christian clergy from the United States and clergy from around the world and ambassadors for peace. So every speech that was read, the text would talk about many things: the blessing, the Bering Strait tunnel, the Asia Pacific era, the era of women. And it would say toward the end, we're here to inaugurate the Universal Peace Federation. It represents God's cherished hope, the victory of true parents and the blood, sweat, and tears of true parents. Please inscribe these words deep in your heart. So We felt the significance of this. Every nation around the world prepared for True Parents coming. The ambassadors for peace, who had been cultivated over years through many different conferences, had come to know and love True Parents. They were well connected in their nation and would prepare the way, and throngs of people would come. We have, over the years, built a network of close friends who love and respect True Parents, who are increasingly coming to know their significance, that is global and virtually, I could say, extremely rare, if not unsurpassed in its scope and breadth. And step by step, through conferences, they've come to Korea. They saw our movement in Korea. They heard Father and Mother speak in Korea. They've come to conferences in the United States. They deepened their relationship. These people who have come to these conferences, they don't necessarily stand out to us like if we saw Barack Obama or George Bush, we go, wow, that's really a player in the world. When they come to our conference, we don't necessarily know. If you saw Bishop Noel Jones on the street, you wouldn't necessarily know the impact of his ministry and the depth of his wisdom and charisma. This is also true of these hundreds of thousands of ambassadors for peace. You go to their country, you think, well, I'm meeting this humble man, but you're picked up at the airport in a Mercedes with, a string of cars. He takes you to the presidential palace where a room is prepared for you and starts introducing you to key figures in that country. So this can only be built on a foundation of consistency, steadfast service, building of trust and confidence in the relationships over an extended period. And that's what True Parents have done. Going back to the end of the 90s, when IIFWP was being formed, Father asked us to do a series of Hundoke conferences. These were conferences where he said, just read my words and then discuss those words. And he said for each one of those conferences, he told each nation around the world, bring 3 political leaders, 3 religious leaders, 3 media leaders, 3 women leaders, and representing all sectors. To transform the world, it can't be monosectoral. In other words, it won't be only the clergy that do it. It won't be only the governments that do it. It won't be only the NGO advocacy groups that do it. It needs this global partnership of the stakeholders. So when you see these many organizations that True Parents have established, they pioneered, I believe, this approach of recognizing it's a global partnership among these sectors. The religions alone won't achieve it. It's like Abel alone won't achieve it. Abel also needs to work not in a, overly hierarchical way, but somehow in partnership with governments, civil society together. This is part of the genius of what True Parents created through UPF. Much of what I've been talking about was in the era where Father was really leading the charge. Father's passing in 2012 was a critical inflection point. It was major, and we all wondered, where will things go from here? But each passing day, and we saw True Mother's leadership emerge. And she used the instrument of UPF and what we can call the set of tools that UPF represents to move ahead. But she added so much more energy and strength and dynamism and institutional structure to UPF that's been absolutely essential. She continued the summit series, but very much expanded it from an annual event in Korea to places throughout Africa, Asia, South America, and the world. She began in 2016 to create more institutional clarity for these different core sectors that are the pieces that are needed if we are to transform the world. One was the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, representing a key aspect of the governmental sector, and developed that in 2016. And then all of our chapters throughout the world inaugurate in parliaments all over the world. The next year, it was for the religious leaders with the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development. Once again, recognizing the role of faith-based organizations, religious leaders, etc. On to the Association for Current and Former Heads of State, the International Summit Council for Peace. These are then expanded throughout all of our worldwide chapters. The World Summit 2020, 3 additional associations were established. The International Media Association for Peace, the International Association of Academicians for Peace, and the International Association for Peace and Economic Development. The media, the business sphere, and the sphere of academia. The ambassadors for peace know, love, and respect True Parents. All ambassadors for peace are aware of True Parents' position as understood within Family Federation, within the Heavenly Parent Holy Community. Not all fully appreciate. They remain rooted in their own traditions. They are Muslim or Jewish, Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, or Sikh. They are not leaving their religion. Many people today, however, I believe, have what we could almost call a hybrid religious consciousness. There are many Christians who deeply love Buddhism and the principles of Buddhism. And more than just content education, really, this whole dynamic is about relationships. How do you build trusting, loving relationships? As important as doctrine is, and as necessary as it is, relationships of closeness and love, of mutual respect, and what we often say and hear, knowing them by their fruits. In so many ways, we know one another, we respect one another, even in leadership. We can say, I am this chairman or president, but more important than that is the relationships we build, the trust, the love that's there. And I think that also, that as people observe the fruits of True Mother's ministry, her leadership, then they come to love her, respect her, want to collaborate. Through collaboration, we increase that trust and cooperation as long as we maintain our own integrity and quality and service-oriented leadership and practice.
한 사람도 이 땅에 살고 있는 백성들이 하늘 부모님을 몰라서는 안 됩니다. 참 부모를 몰라서는 안 됩니다. 그렇기 때문에 나는 모든 정계, 종교계, 재계, 사상계 할 것 없이 모든 사람들이 하나로 한 깃발 아래 모일 수 있는 하늘 부모님 성회로 발표합니다. 영어로 말하게 되면은 Heavenly Parent, Holy Community. 하늘 부모님의 큰 우산 아래 그동안 우리가 해왔던 모든 NGO, 천주연합, 가정연합, 여성연합 모든 것이 그 안에 들어가서
God's ideal of creation, His purpose to build ideal family. And God, as creators, He really wants to be parent position and build God-centered family, God-centered community, nation, and world and universe. This is God's purpose of creation. So we really needed to think about how God's idea for this creation. So through Mother, that after Old Testament era, New Testament era, completed Testament era, through Mother proclaimed settlement of 천일국.
2020 천일국 안착을 선포합니다.
So this 천일국 era means era of attending heavenly parents. So this is God's purpose of creation. This is mission of true parents as second coming Messiah. So with the Holy Community, True Mother emphasized all family federation members and all organizations and all entity exist for the sake of Heavenly Parent, Holy Community, and added True Mother, and this is one big umbrella. So every our family church and all organization, all entities become one for the sake of this big umbrella organization, Heavenly Parents, Holy Community. True Mother and all of us celebrate True Parents' 100 years birthday, and True Mother went through big meditation around 55 days. So True Mother, after 55 days, called all regional chairmen and worldwide leaderships, and she shared, God cannot wait any longer. And I feel like very urgent. And True Mother at last brought out this offering. I feel like this is one of historical greatest offering by True Mother as the position of only begotten daughter, Heavenly Parents, Holy Community. To this foundation, Holy Community, God come down and we all human beings come together and one point as a meeting point. What I learned and what we learn as unification family members from True Parents life courses and True Parents teaching always remind me first knowledge, understanding God's existence. Knowing God and knowing True Parents as second coming Messiah, this is the best knowledge in the world and in human history. So many people, even we said believers, as politicians and as educators, as social workers and religious leaders. However, this central point we're missing. So everything we come and my ideas, my organization, my church, my religion's ideas best. So without you belong to this, you cannot practice to build better nation, better society. Think about when we call God, people thinking about Christianity, but through parents sharing about God's providence, and now through Mother proclaimed heavenly parent, holy community. Heavenly parent means overcoming one religion like Christianity. Heavenly parent means as a creator. Heavenly parents embrace all his and heavenly parents, so children. So when we alignment well with these ideas of heavenly parents, holy community, we can overcome all kind of social problem and national problem and divisions, religious divisions, racial divisions, and all kind of divided world become one under Heavenly Parents Holy Community. We must come back our Creator, Heavenly Parents ideas. We are one family under Heavenly Parents. Without knowing this, we are one family. Without knowing this, they are no best one option to resolve all kind of problems surrounding us. So why we call Heavenly Parents? That means Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother. We call God dual characteristic position, femininity and masculinity. So God created men and women, not just one sex. So this means everything. Our Creator. So man must exist for the sake of women. Women at the same talk must exist for the sake of man. So when we understand this value, we become perfected individual and we can make an ideal family. Think about this ideal family multiplied our community. Why we cause this kind of situation today, America and world faced with. So we have to understand the other part. And God created men and women come together, build ideal family. So family is another issue today, social instability. As we all know, as true parents' most concerned area. So when True Mother proclaimed Heavenly Parents, Holy Community, a True Mother mentioned divisions in the religious community and worldwide, many organizations divided. So this is a very huge problem today. Even Christianity last 2,000 years, we've been talking about and we've been preaching about God's providence of restoration for humankind. But we are struggling so much deeper and wide because we not knowing our Creator. We are not knowing honor of heaven. So I believed, and through True Parent teaching, so if we don't know so well, we cannot act, we cannot practice well. So one point, the True Father and True Mother come together because of this division. How can we overcome this division? We must awaken ourselves. We are brothers and sisters under one parent. So this is our True Father and now True Mother ongoing their effort. So this Heavenly Parents, Holy Community is perfection, period.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Walsh and Dr. Kim, for your wonderful insights. Remember, folks, you can share your love by chatting in the chat box. I'm sure now you're wondering, who would we have thought to bring on for our final round of special guests? I hear that many people wonder right now, like right now you wonder, and I hope that you appreciate everyone has something incredible to share. And with only small amounts of time and little time to prepare, we can trust only in God to guide the journey. So with that, please prepare your hearts and your minds for the final episode, the final guest appearance. We have not one, not two, but three. So let's get ready to welcome our special guests. All right, welcome to the show. We have with us today Angelica Selly, blessed in 1982, still a very popular year to get married. Angelica is now the president of Women's Federation for World Peace, USA, and the international vice president of North America Women's Federation for World Peace. Mark Tengen is also in the house from Los Angeles. Mark was blessed in 1995, currently the district pastor of District 12, the place where the sun never sets, or at least it never rains. That's not really true. It does rain in California. And he is also the co-chair of the American Clergy Leadership Conference in Los Angeles. And we have Yana Johnson, blessed in 2009, and now serving as the National Director of the Blessing and Family Ministry. Welcome to the program. How are you guys doing?
Good, thank you. Good.
Good to see you. You look great. I want to start, if I may, with you, Angelica. As the president of Women's Federation for World Peace, I know you've worked with women, obviously, from all over the world. And I've heard you on many occasions share your passion for the importance of the role of women in society today. Could you then share with us why you feel True Mother's role and the role of all women is so significant in building the Heavenly Parent Holy Community?
Yes, I'm just so moved. And I was so thrilled when Mother announced that Holy Heavenly Parents, Holy Community. It was like I was waiting for that moment. That's what I'm here for. And as I was thinking about the word Heavenly Parent, and as Dr. Kim mentioned, it's a Father and Mother God. And as a woman, I was so delighted to know there is an aspect of the heavenly divine femininity, Mother God, available that I can now also become because of our true mother, who is the first woman, the first, who has become a true woman. We never knew what it means to be a woman, right? Women have been around for a long time and we have done good and bad. But with True Mother, we have finally a Christ-like figure, a amazing, pure, and dedicated woman that can really bring the healing to the world. And that's what the Holy Community is all about. And therefore, we feel that the role of women is so important at this time because when Father and Mother started the Women's Federation, it was to announce the arrival of the era of women, asking all women to know their value as daughters of God and you know and use their innate gifts and talents of sensitivity, of love, compassion, motherly sacrifice, understanding, comforting, to bring to the table because it has been absent for thousands of years, right, in history. So this is our moment where we also have to recreate ourselves as women, not just because we're women, but we need to be enlightened women, godly women, to bring something heavenly to the table. And because we are giving birth, that is our privilege, right? We give birth to children. We are now asked by Father and Mother Moon to give birth to humanity in a new way, to give to children, birth to children and to all children in the heavenly way of life, in a new culture. We are creating a new culture. And the mothers are the first educators in the home, right? So if we understand that and we become part of that mindset and heart side of the Holy Community with God, then we can create our own families or recreate our own families and the nation and the world. And, mothers really are teachers anyway. Any woman is a leader because we're teaching our children. And, mothers have a way to say truth in a way.
I think most wives are also teaching their husbands. There might be few that admit it.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, but we sometimes have to find ways to say truth. So like with a spoonful of sugar that makes the medicine go down, we have to say truth without hurting anyone. And that's why I feel mothers are needed to bring that transition to a new world, because there's a lot of pain out there. We have to address that. We have to admit that. We have to take responsibility and say, it's all right, you're okay. And that's what mothers are here for. And what I'm so excited about is that in this movement, we have women of all cultures, all backgrounds, all races, and we come together and we feel we complement each other. For each culture, each mother has a legacy. Each mother brings the wisdom of the ancestors. It brings richness to each other. And that's why I have hope that when mothers take that role in the Holy Community, taking responsibility for others, we can really bring change, positive change, and hope to others.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only women really rising to their rightful place in leading society with your unique qualities, but also it's an opportunity for men and the more masculine minded to inherit some of the skills, adopt some of the skills. I mean, like today's sermon happened to be about listening. And we see Mother doing this. I mean, I've seen no better object in the world, in world history, than Mother to Father. And, modeling that beauty for so many years. Mother MVP, shout out to Mother right there. Yana, blessing ministry. Okay, I know it's not just your job. Okay, you have a real passion, a huge passion for the blessing. I don't think you and I have had even one conversation yet that didn't in some way relate to the
Yeah.
So with regard again to this Heavenly Parent Holy Community, picking up from where Angelica took us here, how do you see the blessing and blessed families as an integral aspect of this holy community that we're building?
Nice question. Yeah, well, the blessing in itself, right, is inviting God. It's inviting God into our couples and wanting to create a family centering on God. But the other thing that I love and so cool about the blessing is you're blessed with so many other couples at the same time. And that in itself is such a beautiful example of, I think, the Heavenly Parent Holy Community, that we really are supporting each other as we build this ideal and as we build our families. And I feel for our couple too, we were blessed at the same time with many others in 2009 that we became good friends. We had children around the same time, and it's so wonderful to be growing together. And also I feel, as we've touched on a bit, like when I thought of Heavenly Parents Holy Community, what does that mean in our families? Like, what does it mean for God to dwell? How would is our family a Heavenly Parent Holy Community? How can we create that kind of environment? So I feel that's a good reflective question for ourselves too.
That's a good point. So looking at our families as the starting point for building the holy community, as a second generation young family, I'm curious then, so how do you see the Heavenly Parent Holy Community taking shape in your family?
Yeah, it's definitely a discovery process, I would say, like discovering what true love is, discovering the ways that like we're learning about God from each other. I felt definitely for me, the growth, learning to embrace that we're all growing and that I'm growing as a mom. I remember having one experience where I felt like I always dreamed of being a mom and the motherly love and what Angelica was sharing about, and also felt like, man, I didn't know it was so hard. Like, I feel sometimes as a parent, you're confronted with your own limitations and how to grow. And I was praying to God, like, wow, I want to be, a better mom, a better wife. My heart just feels like it's stretching. And it hit me, like God was like, that's what the family's about. That's what I designed the family for. And I think a lot of us are experiencing that in COVID time all together with our families, to just embrace this growth. We get confronted with things, but it's a chance to grow and to see that God's really there. And that's what's inviting God into our family.
Thank you. As we reflect on the feature that we just saw, especially these world tours, again, this incredible outlook that true parents have to touch everyone. As family members, we often wonder, well, wait, where do I build my family as I run 1,000 miles an hour to build the world family? So it's a balance that true parents have been trying to lead us in. And it would be impossible, honestly, to get anywhere without God, without miracles, in fact. Mark, in your case, you've been an incredible leader in the area of working with people of influence. And I know that you've had your own journey in coming to understand that miracles are not only possible, but in fact, very likely with the right ingredients. Could you share with us how you see God working to influence the world at this time?
Yeah, evidently, I like to. First of all, I grew up in Japan, but somehow God set up the circumstance to go to Christian kindergarten, even though my family is not Christianity believer. So God was moving from young age to introduce the Jesus to my life. And I remember this words called Messiah in the town and all those stuff, and including God put those military from US, and many of them are African-American I had a friend with. Then when he led me to America, I think he was ready to open a door for me. And Father came, the true parents trained us, taught me, and he went to the spiritual realm, and Mother stand. And Mother say 7 country, 7 nation by 2020. In the beginning, I'm sorry, I had a hard time. I was a doubting Thomas myself. I had how so? Not let's see, but it's not. I couldn't grasp that. But more and more become clear. 2019 World College Leadership Conference, and when I met the person like Noel Jones or Dietrich Haddon, who was singing and making a film, they fly like a crazy. How can I say? Okay, Bishop John said like this: it's quarantine, and unfortunately, Minnesota things happen. But he said, peace. He said, peace begin with me. It's an answer for this circumstance today. He said, this is a perfect storm for God to, we have the answer. He said, we don't need to prepare. We already prepare. Now we need to get up, show the world. If people don't understand, we need to show the world what we can do together. So I can feel the hope in a holy community. The mother wants to, can you hear the voice of true mothers who calling us home to the holy community? Reverend Dunkley, I hear you clearly, and I bet those influencers can hear you clearly as well. And anyway, I'm excited.
Yeah. Angelica, I know you also work in the same area and have been faithful disciple of True Parents for over 40 years. So what have you witnessed taking place in our world today that shows you, proves to you that heaven really is working in this time?
Yes, I'm just amazed. You know, when I joined many years ago, I thought this is just a very lofty ideal that we're pursuing and it is not going anywhere, right? Our philosophy and everything. But looking at today, even as we speak, the COVID-19 and everything, it becomes very clear that our living for the sake of others simple philosophy is the answer to everything in God. And the simple philosophies that we have learned is so much needed, like breath of fresh air. So it is amazing that, especially because of True Mother's recent tours, Peace Becomes with Peace Starts With Me tour, we witnessed incredible.
Peace Becomes Me. We could work with that. Peace Becomes Me.
Okay, yeah. So Mother really opened a whole new gate of women leaders and all leaders of all backgrounds coming together of a different quality, I might say. I find spirituality in their lives. I find these women who are ready to do something. They just tell me what to do. They already believe in God. They already have overcome so many obstacles and pain and suffering. And they're now teaching others, you know, like mentors. And they use their professionalism, be it business or education and politics. They use their ministry in that area to make an internal transformation through their job. So that is incredible. That has never happened before. We have brought so many people to so many events, but I have never met even soul sisters that tell me, I feel like I know you all my life. There is a connection there that I didn't make. So I feel God is working, the Holy Spirit is working, bringing us together in unprecedented ways. That's not everyone, but those prepared, wonderful people are there. It gives me so much hope. I know that what we have done, what we've worked for is definitely paying off. So this is harvest time, you know? Right. This is the time to keep going. There's right. No age, right? Mother's ageless. So right. I feel also we can't stop now, right?
Right. No, there's no stopping. Certainly with Mother watching. I mean, Mother, fearless, totally dedicated, and completely committed to not only doing this, making sure it happens, but in her lifetime. And I really believe her absolute commitment to that. Still, for many of us, individually or as families and communities, we might find it hard. I mean, how many years? People might think, well, okay, how many years is that? 20 years, 20 years, 7 years, 21 years. We can see clearly even today how much work there is still to be done. But, I feel like it's not so much about how much work there is to be done, but how clearly we can understand what the solution is. Mm-hmm. The more clearly, the more of us can understand the solution and where the solution lies. Quickly, I think we can have more and more miracle type of results. But still, Mark, what advice would you give for those of us in our community around the world who are now really, scratching our heads thinking, okay, Heavenly Parent, Holy Community, we've got this, we don't have a lot of time. What role can I play? Could you speak to that?
Well, I believe when we reflect our life, there's a God fingerprints all over our body, all over his signature. When we look back, what happened to my life, your life, there is a God's signature that it's so clear. There's a gift that's God giving you only for you, and that gift needs to be open today. That cannot stay in under the Christmas tree. You need to unwrap that gift, use that gift, And actually, you know, Reverend Dunkley, we are the gift.
That's right.
And not only True Mother, but also Dr. Kim, you, Reverend Dunkley. Breast Central family in this world today is the.
That's right. I love it. You know, sometimes we get really excited about answering this big question. What am I to do? Why am I here? How can I contribute? Right? What should I study? Where shall I go? Where shall I move? But this is such a beautiful answer, Reverend Tengen, because clearly, I love it. God's fingerprints are already indelibly marked all over our bodies, our spirits, our lives, our history. And surely looking back, it's even easier in retrospect to see. So you can almost line up the dots, right? Line up the dots and go with courage. I love that. Yana, one last question to you. Again, kind of bringing it home. We know that the Heavenly Parent Holy Community is a meaningful idea. And even when we were interviewing Dr. Kim, Dr. Walsh, you know, are we talking about a new structure? Are we talking about a new system? Is there a different leader for this? Or, you know, it already in a way kind of lies beyond the realm of all these things, right? All these questions. It is home. I mean, Mother is inviting us home. And so for blessed families, Yana, as a young blessed family yourself, any tips, any advice, any reflections that you've had or experiences that you've had that can help us as blessed central families feel like, yes, we are part of this. We are connected both to the big picture and the sometimes messy and, you know, internal climb of the personal and family picture. What comes up for you?
Yeah, well, I think one experience comes up where I've always felt inspired by big ideas and vision, a visionary person. But there was one point in life a couple of years ago where I just felt really I don't know if it's possible. Heavenly Parent, I want to believe like we could build this ideal world, but I would look at how just everything seems so set in stone. And I wanted to believe it, but I said, please just show me what is the solution? If there's a solution, you know, I'll do it, but I don't see how we can solve all these challenges. And I was praying this actually at Cheonggyeong and in Korea. And on the way flying back home on the airplane, God answered and was saying, you know, you are the solution. Blessed families are the solution. It's not that you have the truth, like we know it from divine principle or the words, but you are it, how you live it and embody it. And that's been hit so deep because I felt and what was shared, like God needs us to create it. So the Heavenly Parent Holy Community is what we created. And I always envision like, what would that world of love and all these things we've shared about look like? Let's do that now, you know, wake up as if it's already there, and our actions and the way that we live, like that creates it. And I think that's awesome and so exciting, and God's co-creating with us, but we need all of us to make that. That's what I love with community.
Thank you, Yana. That's beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, Angelica. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Yana. Not only have we been on a journey discovering true parents and their impact on the world for the last 21 days, we're now on a journey discovering what the Heavenly Parent Holy Community is to be. And as you've each of you spoken so well to the point, what does it really look like? Yeah, it looks like us. It looks like us every day reaching for God's love in one another, in our families, in our communities, and leading with that kind of incredible God-given desire. I mean, it's all in us, right, Mark? I mean, you know you're on the right track when it's something that reminds you of your innermost mind, your young years of childhood, to be childlike, to be free. And it's simple. Like Dr. Kim, many times he answers, usually God's answer is simple. So thank you so much for coming on the program, all three of you. Thank you for joining us for the whole 21 days. And thank you also for representing. I hope our members and viewers can feel really we have a good representation with the three of you, plus me in between, for representation of this beautiful final episode. Thank you for coming on the show. And now to wrap up the program, let's see what you, our live studio audience, has to say. All right, so we have a few today. I'd love to read 20, but some of you probably need to eat dinner. So here we are. First from Caroline. True parents and heavenly parent are giants in the realm of heart. I feel like a little pea that understands so little, but I feel their love all around me, all around the pea. And I want to concentrate on sharing all these blessings so that all people can tap into this vast foundation of eternal love. Thank you, Caroline. That's beautiful. And from Hugh, Heavenly Parent, Holy Community, everyone in the world is a member. All right. Hallelujah. I like it, Hugh. That's beautiful. And from Celine, in this program, I had so much fun. I laughed a lot, but I also cried. The most important thing is that Chosen made me feel so much closer to true parents. Thank you. That's the goal. And gave me access to incredible photos and videos. Thank you. That's the treasure box. As a second generation member, I did not know a lot of these stories. So thank you, Chosen team. I hope to see Chosen season 2. Don't we all? Yes. Thank you, Celine. From Marguerite, I'm truly thankful that we are given the opportunity to continue to watch the treasure box. It's the time for me to imprint True Parents' history more deeply in my heart and soul. Thank you, Chosen staff, for this memorable and landmark testament to True Parents' life and vision. Thank you, Margaret. And finally, from Rise. Is that how we say it? Ryusei? I think Ryusei. Ryusei. That's how it should be. This docuseries has reminded me that God has chosen me to carry out his will and her will. Perhaps most importantly, though, it is that I must choose God as well. Well put. I love it. Great final comment from you, our live studio audience. Thank you all who contributed. You can continue in the chat box. We will read them all. By the way, we've been saving every comment we have on file. It's beautiful file. Okay, what are they all talking about? Believe it or not, the Village Square, these ladies are going crazy. That one in particular is now asking, where can I order my second batch? That's what she's typing into her laptop right now. Well, she has to go to motherofpeace.com, as we know. Not only can you get the book, pre-order the book, make a pledge and all of that, we have now opened up a new feature for you. Those of you who are enjoying, and it should be all of us, enjoying Mother's memoir, like we have done for Chosen, we've opened up a way for you to share a couple of words of love and gratitude to our true mother about the book. And how do you do that? 10 points to anybody that can guess the URL. It is themotherofpeace.com/love letters. Open for you today. And again, final day of this episode, this 21 docuseries, we still will welcome love letters from you with regard to Chosen. So you go to chosenworkshops.com/love letters. And if you would like to purchase this incredible treasure box everyone's raving about, you still can do so at the very super duper steal affordable price of $47. I can't really catch up with the math on how many hours or minutes remaining we have available to purchase at that price. What I'm really looking forward, though, to those of you who miss it and come back tomorrow to buy at full price, because then we can invest those precious dollars of yours into Chosen Series 2, which apparently many of you are asking for. So if you really would like to give more, you can either buy a bunch of gift cards or just wait until tomorrow when the price goes up. So the gift cards you can get there at chosenworkshops.com. You can get one for a member of your family, for anyone. You get to type in the email and a name and send it off to them, and they will get it in their inbox. chosenworkshops.com. Also coming up very soon, in a matter of, hours or days, we have recompiled the entire 40-day divine principle This is a complete 7-day workshop, if you add up all the hours, of our divine principle, given by none other than our very own Reverend Andy Compton, with guest appearances from the best of the best of the best, our ministers, our ACLC ministers and guests. So you're not only studying the divine principle, you're integrating the thought and perspective of our Christian leaders learning alongside you. Pretty cool, very cool. It ain't your normal 7-day, it's 7-day plus. And you don't have to fly to Vegas this week. You don't have to spend the money on a ticket, but in a few days it will be available also on chosenworkshops.com. Some of you have been wondering, what am I going to do every day at 6 p.m.? Well, maybe we should go back and study the divine principle. I think that's what we should do. And of course, with any upcoming Chosen workshops, you will be the first. Those of you that registered for this one, we have your email. So series 2, series 3, watch out. We've got your back. If it's coming up, we will let you know before anyone else in the world. I now want to conclude with a few gems. Earlier today, we promised you, and only you, a look at a special gift from our True Mother. You know, True Mother was so inspired by the stories and reports that she's been hearing through Dr. Kim about our 21-day journey together. And so she sent us a special gift. To introduce it, we're going to be hearing from Dr. Kim, some final words from Dr. Kim. And then following that, you will see some truly never before seen goodies. Please take a deep breath. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath and consider, what might it be that True Mother wants to share with you, our precious participants of this 21-day docuseries, Chosen. True Mother wants to show you something from her heart. To introduce it, Dr. Kim will explain further. Let's roll tape.
So, our input, really inspired our elder generation, second generation, and included, worldwide, our family members, and even True Mother, very, very impressed with what we are doing in 40 days and 21 days. So even I got the yesterday message, how True Mother inspired, and even we try to call True Children and Wonju and Dr. Yoon, and after True Mother heard about this, and True Mother asked Wonju to send a picture. We never share around the world with the True Mother and around the Cheonjeong flowers. True Mother like it. So I will forward to you, each one of you, and let us share today or tomorrow, last day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Brothers and sisters, I know there are more stories. There are more people to share those stories. There's more tears and joy to share. But for now, I would like to say thank you to true parents, and also to you, Dr. Kim, and our incredible team. I also want to thank the spouses, especially the spouses and the children of our team members who have been also working hard to sacrifice quality time with their loved ones so that we could produce this incredible journey together with you over the last 21 days. Thank you so much. Brothers and sisters, surely after having experienced this journey together over the last 21 days, we can see that true parents are chosen. Not only are they chosen, but they responded and took the helm of God's providence to guide us away from our destruction. Even God could not do it without them. But it is also true that true parents couldn't do it alone. We too are chosen. We have been called. And we have total ability and blessing to pick up the helm and change the course of history along with true parents. The Heavenly Parent Holy Community is absolutely our destiny and our long-wished desire. Yes, there is still work to be done, but I hope at least through this experience, we can see we have God. We have true parents. We have the truth about God and human history. We have the blessing, and we have the ability to have this direct relationship with God through our family because of this blessing. We have, brothers and sisters, one another. And like we heard just moments ago, we are the fruit of true parents. We are, in fact, the living testimony, the living documentary of true parents' impact on the world. So on behalf of Dr. Kim and our incredible team, who's probably looking forward to some rest, and to all those who have come on to contribute, everybody, those both in front of the camera and all those on the team behind the camera and a whole nother team in between, helping us put each one another in touch, looking for this person, looking for that person, trying to find this photo or that video. So many people played an integral role, and I really thank you very, very much. And so finally, brothers and sisters, remember, no matter where you are in your journey, our goal has been to bring you closer to true parents. And I promise you, if you choose to rewatch this series, perhaps with your family, a loved one, a friend that you're witnessing to, or even if you just binge watch yourself a few more times, I promise you that you will feel closer to true parents, more and more. And therefore you will feel closer to God. And ultimately, you will feel closer to your own true, original, beautiful, divine value as a son, as a daughter of God in our Heavenly Parent Holy Community. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. Please stay safe. And until next time, a whole heap of God's blessing to you. Goodbye.